Thank you for tuning in to Terry's Swoop Videos. In today's video, I'm going to do a Where Are They Now on the actress who played Big Mable. Her name is Carol Lamond. And this is one of my favorite movies of all time. The Learning Tree is one of the greatest black movies ever made. It came out in 1969 and it was directed by Gordon Parks, the legendary Gordon Parks. He also directed Shaft. He directed some of the greatest black movies of the 60s and 70s. Now this movie is 50 years old. So the people who played in this movie are either dead or really old. But I just think a lot of younger people need to watch the classic and respect classic movies. Because back then it was all about the acting. It was all about the story. They didn't have special effects in movies back then. It was all about the story and the script. And that's what made movies great back then. Now I know most older people have probably already seen it, but most younger people have probably never seen this movie before. Now, Carol Lamond plays a small role in this movie. She's at the beginning of the movie, and then she appears somewhere towards the end of the movie. There's a scene at the beginning of the movie where she's looking for Newt, Cal Johnson, who plays Newt. She's looking for him because there's a storm, and he ends up getting injured, and he ends up falling unconscious when she brings him in the barn. And then when I first saw this scene as a kid, I thought it was a sex scene because she gets on top of him while he's unconscious. And when I saw this as a kid, I thought it was a sex scene, but it's not a sex scene. She's actually keeping him warm so he doesn't freeze. When I was a kid growing up in the 80s, HBO used to play this movie almost every day. And I always wonder, what happened to the woman who played Big Mable? What happened to that beautiful, gorgeous woman? Now, apparently she's 73 years old, and she's still alive today. She lives in Studio City, California. She works as a school tutor. She's been working as a school tutor the last 10 years. Gordon Parks died in the early 2010s, and Cal Johnson is still alive. Cal Johnson is 69 years old. He's 69 years old, and she's 73 years old. So they're both still alive and well, and she's doing good. Now, apparently, she played in other movies throughout the 70s and 80s. She played small bit parts throughout the 70s and 80s. So this was not her only movie role. Is this the only movie role I remember her in? She's done several interviews talking about her time with Gordon Parks and how great of a director he was and everything he did for her in her career. I'm just glad to see that she's still alive and well. Her last name has changed. She now goes by the name Carol Graham from her marriage. A lot of people have different opinions about this topic. Leave a comment, rate, and subscribe.